everyone, and welcome back to Planet Zoo COVEA Season 2. It is episode... I've forgotten the episode. It's episode 12. I can see it in the corner of my screen. So it is episode 12, and today we are continuing work on our African plateaus. That's not the one. It's the African something. The African Ridge. It's the African Ridge. I remembered it. So yeah, we're continuing work on the African Ridge today. Today we're building a habitat for the reticulated giraffe, and at the point of building this, the wetlands pack wasn't out. Like I said, I built this like 3-4 months ago maybe. So it was for the giraffe and the sable antelope, I believe. But since then, it has been switched to the Nile Lechwe. But I'm probably not going to be talking about the build a whole lot today, although I am very happy with how the build turned out. Specifically, the inside, like, night, the bit that the giraffes would go into at night. I'm really happy with how that turned out. I think you'll see the finished product of that more in the tour at the end, rather than the time-lapse, because doing a time-lapse of the inside of a building is like really difficult. Anyways, yeah, that's what we're doing today. We've got a lot to talk about in regards to the channel. Not that much to do with Planet Zoo. That's how it is now. If you watched the last couple episodes of COVEA, you know how I'm kind of taking this series at this point. But yeah, in regards to the channel, we have a lot to talk about. So first up is Deep Rock. Deep Rock Galactic. Me, Miles, and Soup are doing a series together for the first time in... Let me check. Well, it's the first time we're doing an actual series together since August 2020, and the first video that we've all been in together full stop, not part of a series, is since November 2020. So it's been like nearly 2 years since we've all been in a video together, which is madness because we used to share a channel. But the video's been out for a while at this point, the Deep Rock video. We did, as of recording this just last night, record episode 2. I've already started editing that and I'm really liking how it's coming along. And I just wanted to say I've put it in tweets. If you're not following my Twitter, by the way, I recommend you do that. It was dead for a long time. I kind of stopped posting on it, but I am trying to revive it. But the first Deep Rock video, within 4 weeks, within 3 weeks, it was officially my most viewed video, but now it's 4 weeks ago that it was uploaded. I'm looking at it on the page now, and it's got 114 views, which is demolishing my most viewed video before that, which was, let me look, it was actually an episode of COVEA. It was the Indian elephant and rhino house. That was episode 3, and following that it was episode 1, the entrance. So I just wanted to say here in an actual video, because I know a lot of people aren't in the Discord or aren't following the Twitter, the support on that video, mind-blowing. Hey, it's just gone up a view. Wait, that was maybe me clicking on it, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's so cool to see that people actually enjoyed it. The Deep Rock series isn't necessarily a chronological series. It's kind of just a group of one-off episodes that they don't follow any particular story or anything like a lot of my other series, like Subnautica Below Zero. You can watch them in any order, really, and enjoy them just the same. It is difficult for the three of us to get together. I mean, it was over a month between recording the first episode and recording the second episode, and we're all going to be going back into studying come September, and so it's going to be potentially even more difficult at that point. But whenever we do get the chance to do it, that's going to be great. And I plan to have maybe 6 or 7 episodes, or 6 or 7 videos. I don't really want to call them episodes, but 6 or 7 videos on Deep Rock Galactic with Miles and Soup. And on top of that, when we do get the opportunity to play together, but not all 3 of us, or if we do all get to play together, but we're not really in the mood to do recording, because recording can be quite draining. You have seen my gut-wrenching screams in those videos, so, you know, sometimes you're just not in the mood to be screaming. But for those ones, I am slapping on my recording, and I'm turning those into shorts if anything funny happens. I think that's a really good way of doing it. Deep Rock Galactic is a fantastic game, absolutely love it, but it's not something I'd want to make like 50 videos on. So I think 6 or 7 episodes, plus a whole bunch of shorts from those times is like a perfect way to cover that game in a nice way. And in a similar light, the first short that I posted on Deep Rock Galactic has 150 views now in 3 weeks. It kind of exploded overnight. It got like 7 views within the first 24 hours. Then I slept and I woke up and it was like 120. I don't know, it's very confusing. I think the shorts are a good idea, but then the second short has 7 views and that was 12 days ago, and the third one has 77 and that was 5 days ago. It's very odd and I don't know how it works, but either way, if you're enjoying the Deep Rock stuff, definitely check out the shorts because it's just a couple fun moments. Right now, all the shorts are with Soup, but I've also got a recording session with Miles to go through to see if anything is worth making a short for. Spoiler alert, there definitely is. There's a couple shorts coming with Miles. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for Deep Rock. I am absolutely happy. I mean, I'm so thrilled with the response on those videos. I'm loving how they're coming along. I'm loving the music choice, the general editing. Just, yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I'm so glad that you guys seem to be enjoying it too. Next up is probably I mean, I could talk about COVEA. I know what the next episode is going to be because I've kind of started recording it already. I'm very much doing it in bits. So we'll talk about COVEA real quick, and then we'll talk about Satisfactory 100 days. So since I built even this habitat, the one that you're watching me build right now, it's been maybe 4 or 5 months, and there's been 2 DLCs released since then. Since I at least started building it. I think the Wetlands pack released like halfway through me building this maybe, which is why I switched it to the Nile Lechwe. I still don't know how you pronounce it. But in the Conservation pack, which as of right now is the most recent pack, which by the way, perfectly fitted for COVEA, right? COVEA is all about the conservation of vulnerable endangered animals, and this is a pack literally where every species in it is vulnerable or endangered or whatever. So every animal from that pack is going to be going in the zoo at some point. Anyway, in the conservation pack, this is the whole point of me saying this, I keep getting caught going on tangent. There was a lot of new foliage added in that pack, some fantastic foliage that kind of, it's mind-blowing how much that actually changes, just a few extra plants. And that has made me want to go through COVEA, every single thing we've built so far, and pretty much tear out the foliage and redo it. And I have already started doing that, I've started recording it, so that's going to be the next episode. I'm kind of going to go through COVEA and do a massive revamp. So I've already revamped the Garia Lake a little bit, not necessarily the whole thing, by the way. I know I said every bit of foliage and redo it, but really I mean just some of it. Some areas I think aren't so great. So I've already updated the Garial habitat, and I think it's looking a lot better than it did. I have also started working on the bird show amphitheater type thing. I was not happy with that for the longest time. I think I was just rushing to get a video out, which is why I'm so happy with this more relaxed approach now, because I can just, if I'm not happy with something, I can literally leave it for like a month and then just come back to it if I want to. So that's all really nice. But yeah, I was really not happy with that build for a long time, and now I've started updating it. I haven't quite finished doing that yet, but what that video is essentially going to be, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of time lapse in that one, it depends. But either way, for every bit of the zoo that I update, I'm going to have a before shot, I'm going to have a little time lapse, and then I'm going to have an after shot. And then we'll probably go through and do like a tour of the entire zoo, because so much will have changed. And also, I haven't really done a tour of the entire zoo. The zoo isn't exactly big. You probably know where every single thing is, even if you haven't watched every single episode. But I figure it's nice to do a tour, and we're going to be revamping the whole thing, so it's a perfect time to do that. Especially since the first episode released like well over a year ago now. It's nearly a year and 6 months ago. So it would not surprise me if you'd forgotten some of that stuff. Yeah, that's what the next episode of COVEA is going to be. After that, I don't really know. I do have one big project that I think I mentioned last episode, the Night House, and I really want to start working on that one. I'm so scared to work on it. It's going to be the biggest like structural build that I've done, like in an actual building. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pull off what I want to pull off, but I do want to try. So at some point I will start work on that. That's probably going to be what's coming after. If not, it'll be another build in this African Ridge area. But the potential biggest news is my 100 days in Satisfactory video that has taken 5 months and 380 gigabytes of footage and over 150 hours to make. It's done. I finished it. The video is ready. There is a thumbnail on it. It is on my YouTube channel. All I have to do is click publish or, schedule it, which is more likely. But again, I'm kind of scared to release it. I might release it probably in a couple weeks. So this video should be going up on, I imagine, it's Tuesday today. Should be going up on Saturday, I guess. Then maybe the Saturday after that will be the second episode of Deep Rock. And then the Saturday after that will probably be 100 days in Satisfactory. I'm terrified to release that video. It's been so much work, and don't get me wrong, I don't care about the views, but when you've put that much time into something, it would be great if people actually saw it. The video's an hour and a half long, I get it, you might not want to watch the whole thing, and I'm guilty of that too. I had to watch through the whole video to make sure everything was good before I uploaded it to YouTube, and I didn't watch it all in one sitting. It's fine. Add it to your watch later list, or just keep going back to it, or whatever. I don't know, I'm scared to release it. It's ridiculous, I know it is. And either way, I've enjoyed making it, and I plan to make potentially another, and that's something I'm going to need your guys' feedback on. Either, you can comment it in this video if you want, but you haven't seen the video yet. So on the 100 days video, if you do watch it, please let me know if you want maybe another 100 days in Satisfactory. So the following 100 days, leading us up to a total of 200 days, or if you want it to just be building a factory per video or something like that. So that'd be more of a regular Satisfactory series you would see in other places on YouTube. So that's something I need to know. But also what I need to know is I don't know what game to play next. We've got COVEA, obviously. We've got Deep Rock that I can edit whenever we do get the chance to record it. So that's great. We've got potentially Satisfactory, but either way I'm gonna have to wait till update 6 drops. on the full release version of the game. I talk about that more in the 100 days video if you don't really understand what I'm on about there. But other than that, I don't really know what to do. What I want is another series similar to Subnautica Below Zero that I can make a chronological series on. Oh, I can also start working on a stream series. That's something that I've kind of been working towards. I'm going to try stream at some point. It won't be regular streams, but it's something I'm definitely looking at doing. Anyway, I am planning on working on a stream series, so we do like what I assume is like, depending on the game, 4 or 5 streams. You know what? I'm not going to explain it here. There's no way I'm going to manage to explain it in a proper way. But yeah, I'm going to start streaming soon, and those streams will be turned into videos and stuff like that. So I'm excited for that too. But other things, other series, like a chronological series like Below Zero, I've got a few games in mind possibly, but I'm not really set on any of them yet. So there's Green Hell. I could do just sandbox survival mode, or I could do the story mode, or I could do Spirits of Amazonia. Spirits of Amazonia is what intrigues me the most. It looks really cool from the trailers that I've seen. I've never played it, I've never watched a video on it, so that'd be a massive surprise for me. But they do say Spirits of Amazonia, it's a prequel to the story mode, but they say it's better to watch after you've done the story mode. And I could play through the story mode and then do Spirits of Amazonia, but I think that would take ages, and I don't really want to play through the story mode, so I don't know how that's going. I'm kind of, if it isn't clear, I'm kind of looking for your feedback here. I don't know what game to play. If you have any suggestions for like a survival game that I can make a chronological series on, that'd be great. But we've got Green Hell there. Stranded Deep is also an option. Slime Rancher 2 is supposed to be coming out in fall this year, or autumn, as the proper term is, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I haven't really heard anything about it. Nightingale is a game that I was really excited for that was supposed to be coming out in Q4 of 2022, but that has been pushed back to like mid-2023, I think, and that's fine. I would rather than release a game that is functioning well. It'll still be in early access, but man, I am looking forward to that game so much. It's unreal. Like, that is the game I'm looking forward to more than anything right now. There is also the option of Void Train, which is a fantastic game, really atmospheric, absolutely gorgeous, but it's still very much in development from what I understand, and I'm not sure how many videos I could really manage to pull out of that. I'm thinking I'd get 7 maybe, and that's fine, but also I wouldn't really want to play through the game twice, so maybe I'd want to wait for the full release or for a bit more content. I'm not sure, we'll see about that. I'm tempted to do a modded Subnautica playthrough, but the issue is it's not actually been that long since we did Below Zero, and before Below Zero, it wasn't that long since we did the original Subnautica, and I don't really want to hammer down on the Subnautica that much. As much as I adore the game, I would like to have a bit more variety. I also had 2 ideas for Ark series, as the issue is I loaded up Ark, I re-downloaded it, and I tried to just fly around the map and just do a test recording just to see how my PC coped basically, and to see how the footage would turn out, because Ark is a very hard game to run, and it did not run very well. My PC was overheating. I was getting 120 FPS on the settings I had. I did lower my settings compared to what I would normally play with. I was getting 120 FPS, but my PC was overheating, and that's kind of normal for Ark. But also I didn't get this PC that long ago, and I don't want to like ruin it by burning it, so I'm not sure about that. But if I do decide to do it, I have 2 really fun series that I really want to do. They're like challenge series. I really want to do them. I've been thinking about them a lot, but I just don't want to ruin my PC in playing it. I'm not sure really. We'll see how it goes. And that's kind of all I really have in mind. Oh wait, hold up. Yo! Okay, so I've been clicking around on stuff on my PC whilst recording this voiceover. Slime Rancher 2. I've just clicked on the Steam page. I've had it on my wish list for ages. It says the planned release date is 22nd of September. In approximately 4 weeks. That's kind of perfect. Okay, that's it. Still want your feedback. I still want your feedback. I still want to know what you guys want to see. However, Slime Rancher 2, that's the next series, hopefully, possibly. Anyways, once I've actually ranted over the length of time for the time lapse, so I'm going to wrap it up right here. I will meet you guys in the real time part in 3, 2, 1. All right, so here we are in COVEA. It's actually been a while since I was in here myself, but right here we are at the entrance. This is our Aldabra giant tortoise habitat, which, by the way, I still love. Over here, walking past the Aldabras, we are coming up into the African Ridge. This sign right here, that's going to be going. I don't like it. It's ugly. Not a fan at all. So that's going to be going. But I'll sort that out whenever I do like this side of the African Ridge. So yes, here on the right, this is the Aldabras. This is where you used to be able to go. Well, you still can go to look at the inside of the Aldabras. Of course, they never actually go in there because this door for some reason isn't big enough. But realistically, they would be able to, and that's where they sleep. So on this side now is where the Nile Lechwes will sleep. As you can see by this lovely little sign here. It's just a nice little view into where they sleep. There's not much to it. It's a pretty simple building. It's in the same style as this one, and overall I quite like it. As we're walking along here, connected, we have the big old fence that goes along here. You can look through and see the Nile Lechwes and reticulated giraffes and a little bit of the storage facility on the other side. I also like this secondary little fence that we've got down here to stop people from going right up to it. And off on this side, we've got the little staff entrance for the gharials, and we've got the hideout restaurant. So we'll continue walking up here. You're not really supposed to spend ages viewing them from here, but it's nice to be able to view them as you're walking to the ridge. So you walk yourself all the way up here along these beautiful fences. There's the African wild dog habitat. I'm still not sure what I'm doing with the rest of this area, but I have some rough plans. But here we come into the giraffe viewing. Again, I'm not super happy with the entrance. I'll give you a fly around here in a second as well. But you walk up here, I think this needs some extra decorations like seating and education and stuff like that. But this is a nice little wall, and I actually really like the way this turned out. There's a little lake, and you can just look at all the giraffes and lechwes from all the way up here. Such a good view. It really is quite a nice view from up here. Yeah, it's just a really nice view over the whole habitat, to be honest. On this side, you've got, well, a fence that stops them from running out over this little ditch into whatever this area is going to be. I think it might just be an area, a part of the jungle, not really part of the zoo. I could put hippos or something down there, but hippos aren't really a part of COVEA. Oh, although maybe they are. They are vulnerable, so that's a potential thing to put down there. Or red-crowned cranes, although I do have plans for those in the Asian area, so probably not them. Yeah, overall, it's just a general nice view of the habitat. And that, as far as the guests go, is pretty much all there is to it. But let's hop out of Explore Cam and take a look at the top of this thing. I actually really like the way it turned out. It's not super fancy, but for me, it looks pretty good. And especially when you look up from down here. I really like that. I think it looks super cool. It's not necessarily really realistic, but I like it. We can just have a bit of an overview of the giraffe habitat and the lechwes. I didn't talk about it much in the voiceover, but the reticulated giraffes are endangered. Oh, and so are the Nile lechwes, actually. So in theory, in kind of the history of COVEA, this would have pretty much just been for the Nile lechwe. This viewing would have been here, and this wouldn't be the giraffe house, so it would have just been this indoor area, and this would have been a nice field for the lechwes. But then another zoo in the area or something, for some reason, couldn't take care of the giraffes anymore, and COVEA said, we'll take them, and they converted this storage facility into a sleeping area for the giraffes, and then they built this viewing area sometime after that. So that's kind of the story of how the giraffes came to be here. But going in, like I said, I quite like the way this turned out. We've got from the other side here in the storage facility, we've got a little simple entrance. This gate is boarded off. Down here you can access the bottom of the giraffe habitat. There's a little board there. This probably needs a little bit more decoration as well, if I'm being honest. We can climb up that ladder there and come up to the top and refill these feeders, which if I just grab a giraffe real quick, it should be a pretty reasonable height for their heads to eat out of those feeders. Hello. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty perfect height. And we've got these ones hanging up. In theory, you'd be able to like pull a rope and these would get lowered and hired, and you can fill them with grass, then hire them up again. And this thing is lowerable, so you can stop the giraffes from getting in while you're in the inside area. And we've got a little branch, which you can imagine there would have been leaves on before, but the giraffes have all eaten them. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the giraffe and Nile lechwe habitat. Also, just a little sneak peek at what we've been working on. This is the update to the gharial habitat. Still need to do this bit, and they've been working on stuff up there. It's very nice, but it's looking a lot better in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, that is pretty much all there is to show you. I hope you like the build, and I'm really happy that I finally got to talk to you guys about all the Deep Rock and 100 Days stuff, and we finally decided on what series is coming next. That is very, very cool. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.